Next category, it is a machine related commands. Machine related commands. In this first one is, so if you want to know the IP of any machine, if you want to know the IP of any machine, so simply if you type ifconfig, then you will get the IP of that machine. IP of the machine you will get. So similarly, if you want to know the host name of that machine, so simply type the host name. To display the host name of the machine. Next, second important command. So this command is already discussed. So how to copy the files securely from one machine to another machine. So the command is SCP. So this already we have performed in the last one of the sessions. So Linux to Linux login. So in that session we already discussed this command SCP. SCP stands for secure login, secure copy, secure copy. So what is the command here? So SCP -I. So here you need to pass the key. You need to pass the key of the second machine, because if we want to pass the file from machine 1 to machine 2, so you need the machine 2 key. We require the machine 2 key. So that is .com file we require, and you need to pass that whatever the file you want. Okay, so whatever the file you want, for example, if you want to transfer file.txt, so to the second machine. Okay, then you need to give the user, so user at the rate of IP of that machine. So this is already covered in one of the sessions. So just go to that session, you can understand it clearly. So while doing the Linux to Linux, so we are doing that copy, secure copy. Okay, so that we can do that. So here, so one important information is here. So generally, what is the port of SSH? Anybody? What is the port of SSH? So very basic question. Interview basics ఖచ్చితంగా పోర్ట్ నెంబర్ అడుగుతారు. డిఫాల్ట్ పోర్ట్స్ అని చెప్పారు మీకు ముందు వస్తూ ఉంటాయి మనకి.
Windows 3389, Linux Ubuntu 22, sir.
Is 22. So SSH is 22. But in real time, so it is not secure to work with these ports, known ports, because it is everybody knows. So for Linux machine it is 22, and for Windows machine it is 3389. So that ports are known to everybody. So that's why in real time, so no organization can use these default ports. Instead of this, so they are using some ports called as custom ports. That is our port. We are defining one port with some number. Let us take number is 5454. Let us take the number. So we need to define that number. Okay, so I'll explain that process also. So how to log in with the custom port. For example, so generally you are logging with a putty, right? So in the putty you are giving the host name here, and here you are giving the port as 22. It is a default port. Whenever you change the custom port in the machine, so then here also you need to change the port. So I'll explain that process later. Okay, so that port is called as custom port. Custom port. So that means if you want to transfer the file, okay, with custom port, okay, the same command. Okay, this command is nothing but the default port. You are transferring the file to the default port between the two machines. Okay, so if you want to transfer with a custom port, the command is -p. So let us say 5454. So you need to give the port name along with the command. Okay, so then that file will be transferred. So if you are changing this port to this 5454 remote machine, and if you are executing only this command, the file will not be transferred, because that remote machine port is different. That's why you need to supply that port with this command. So with -p 5454. Okay, so I'll explain this in the next topics. Okay, so next one, so SSH. So everybody knows this command. SSH, nothing but which is called as secure shell. The full form of SSH is secure shell. Okay, that means we are logging into the Linux machine securely. Okay, so that is the meaning of this. So generally, how we are logging into the machine? So SSH, okay, -I,
-I
whatever the key you are given,
key
so that key and the remote
mission to
type
key
at the rate
at
of
the rate of I.
type. So in this way, you are logging into the machine, second machine. SSH is the protocol that is used to log in into the machines, Linux machines. Okay. So, for example, if you want to log in into a machine which is having a custom port, okay, which is having a custom port, then how do you give the same method? But here the difference is you need to give the small p. That is a very important difference. So here the same port you can give. So while copying the files, you need to give the port number as port name as hyphen capital P. Whereas while logging into the machine, so you need to give hyphen small p to make sure the difference between these two. Okay, so these are some machine related commands. So out of these already you know the basic two commands SCP and SSH. Already we are working with these commands in the last classes. So next, so most important commands in the real time. So every day we are using these commands. If you are getting a chance to work with the Linux machines. So service related commands. Service related commands. So remember here one important point. Whenever you are installed a service, okay, whenever you are installed a service, that service is called as OS service. You are downloading one file and you are installing that software. Then that software, that service is called as OS service. Okay, so or one more thing is there. So in the website, the binaries are already available. Generally, how the binaries are get? So when you download a package, okay, after downloading the package, so you are doing the installation, right? You are doing the installation. After doing the installation, you are getting the binaries generally. This is the process of getting the binaries. Okay, but what happened in the websites? General direct the binaries will be available for some softwares. Okay, so if you download those binaries, okay, if you download those binaries, the software will run, the application will run. Okay, so application can run in two ways. One is by downloading the package and installing the package so that you are getting the binaries. So then in such case, application will run. In that service is called as OS service. Service is called as OS service. But in the websites for the same application, for the same service, we are getting the ready-made binaries are available. So if you download these binaries and you can work with those binaries, but such binaries are not called as OS service. That service is not called as OS service. This is not a OS service. This is not a OS service, but application will work. But that service is not called as a OS service. So in the future classes you will get. Okay, for example, you can install the Java by using a command called sudo yum install Java. This command you can install the Java. So when you are installing the Java, so then this service Java service is called as OS service. So in the website, Java binaries are available. Ready-made binaries are available. So if you download the binaries, okay, into your local, and you can work with that binaries. But that Java is not called as OS service. Is not OS service in this case. I think we got the difference between direct installation and downloading the binaries. If you understand this concept only, then we can understand what is meant by service related commands. Okay. So what is the service related command means? So the command, the first command, it is sudo service, the service name here. You can give the service name and you can call this service name any name. Start. Okay. So you are downloaded one application and install that application, and thereby binaries you are getting. That service is called as OS service. Okay, so these commands are applicable only for OS services, not for the binaries that are you are downloaded from the net. Okay, so sudo service start. What it happen? So if you hit this command, so that service will run. The service will start it. Okay, for example, in place of service name, if you give Java, okay, if you give Java, so what happened? So Java will work. Java will start working. Okay, or if you give Tomcat, so Tomcat will start working. If you give some HTTP, so the HTTP will start working. So similarly, the same command, okay, the same command, if you do, you want to know the status. So what is the current status of the service? So you can get sudo service, the service name status. So it will show the status of the service. So the status of service. And one more command, the same command. So here stop. So if you run this command, what happens? Service will be stopped. This will be stopped. Okay. So we have one more command that will perform the same functionality. So I'll explain while giving the demo on this. Okay, the same command. So we can use this command, or so sudo systemctl start service name. Okay, we can execute this command or this command. So both command will start the service only. Okay, so one more thing. Sudo systemctl status. So what happened? It will show the status of the service. So one more command. So sudo systemctl stop service. So this will stop the service. You can use this command or this command. Okay. So why we have two commands means, so it is when you are running this command, first command, so sudo service name, it internally calling this systemctl. Okay, it internally calling this systemctl. Therefore, even though if you execute this command, it is redirecting to this systemctl, and from this only it is starting the service. Therefore, you can execute this direct command or you can execute this command also. So both will give the same response. Got it? Here. So this is about sudo very important command. So this is very important command. Most frequently we are using in the real time. Okay. So next one. Next command is kill command. Kill command. So kill is nothing but it is used to stop the service or kill the services. We can call the kill the services. So based on this, we have three commands are there. Generally, most frequently used commands. So sudo kill, so -9. So -9 is a number. So it internally refer to the process. So what is the process we need to do? So here followed by you need to give the process ID. Here you need to give the process ID. So what is meant by process ID? I'll show. So while giving the demo here. So sudo kill -9. So process ID followed by, because For every service that is running, it has some process ID. Okay, for every running service has process ID. Okay, so if you give the process ID, automatically that service will be killed. Okay, so if you execute this command, so it will kill the parent service only. It will kill the only parent service. Okay, so next one more command. So in place of 9, if you give 15, it will kill parent service and child service also. Okay, it will kill both parent service and child service. And one more command is there. So sudo kill -3 the process ID. In short, we can call as PID. In short, we are calling as PID. PID means process ID. So it won't kill any process. It won't kill any process. When you enter this, execute this command, it will generate one text file about that service. Okay, it won't kill the service, but it generates text file. It will contain the information of that service. Okay, so this text file, it is called as thread jump, thread dump, thread dump. So these are the major three commands which are used on kill. Okay, so next one more important command here. So in the real time, most frequently, almost we are using all the commands in a regular fashion. So, but for checking the services, especially, okay, for checking the services, especially, so we are using two most important commands called as ps-ef. Other one is netstat-amp. So these two are very important commands, and there is a chances of asking questions also based on these two commands, especially in interviews. Okay, so ps-ef. Okay, ps nothing but processes. Okay, it will display the running processes. So what are the running processes? It is displaying. It shows the running processes. Okay, so ps-ef. So if you want to grab any particular service, if you want to see any known service, okay, for example, you are installed Java, you want to know whether the service is that process is running or not. So for that, ps-ef, so pipe. So in the Linux, this symbol is called as pipe. So pipe grep. The command is called as grep. Grep is nothing but for searching. So grep is the command that is searching. Okay, so give the process ID or process name. You can give the PID or process name. Anything it will display. So whatever the it will show the information of the process, whether it is running or not. Okay, so these are the two important commands. That is our ps-ef is the basic command that is used to check the status of the running services, which are the services, which are the processes which are running. Okay, it is showing. Okay, in our task manager, if you open the task manager, it is displaying the services, right? Processes, right? Which are displaying. So if you go to the in detail, okay, so here, see here, processes. So these are nothing but currently what I'm opening these processes. But so see the background processes are 50 processes are there. Background they are running. Okay, so these are the active apps. So currently 4 apps which are running. I'm using the 4 apps. But behind this, we are running total 52 services processes which are running. So likewise, so Linux also, while the operating system is running, so many processes which are running. So it will display the processes which are running in the background. Okay, if you want to know any specific process is running or not, you can use this command. That command followed by pipe grep that process name. Clear? Okay, so next most important, as I said, so netstat -anp. So this command is used to show the information of the ports. Show the information of ports, whether the ports are in the listening state or not. When the ports are in the listening state or not. When the ports are listening state or not. That means if you run a service, okay, each and every service that is running on a particular port, each and every service that is running on a particular port. If you want to show if the port is listening means the service is running. Okay, so if you want to know the service is running or the port is listening, then you need to use this command. Okay, so let us take the example. If you want to know any known port, okay, if you want to search by a port number, so then what is the command? So netstat -anp. So I want to search with a port. So for searching, what is the command using? So it is a pipe grep. So pipe and grep. So grep is the command that is used for searching purpose. Okay, grep followed by the port number. Okay, followed by the port number. You can give the port number here so that it will correspondingly show the port is listening or not. The port number is listening state or not. So these are the two important commands that are used in the real time. The ps-ef and a netstat -anp. Okay, so remember these two commands. In interviews mostly so asking these questions. Okay, so next last category of the commands here we have monitoring commands. Monitoring commands. Okay, so here what are the different types of monitoring commands? What is meant by monitoring? So monitoring means, so if you are running a machine, okay, for example, see here, I'm just opening the taskbar. So if you go to the, it is showing the running processes. So these are showing the running processes. But I want to show the utilization, the monitoring. So see here, if you go to the performance, it will show that all the details. So what is the CPU utilization? What is the memory utilization? What is disk utilization? So like Wi-Fi utilization. Likewise, it is showing different parameters. So see here, it is showing 15%, 53%. So CPU it is utilizing. So it is showing the graph also because it is GUI. So it is showing the graph. But in the Linux machine, we don't have such GUI facility, so we need to work with the commands only. Okay, so I want to know what is the utilization, what is how much RAM is consumed, how much CPU is utilized, how much the disk is occupied. So likewise, I want to know this information. So all those information are under this monitoring commands. So in that, the very basic command here it is free. Okay, the very basic command it is free. So it is free is a command that is used to show the memory. It's used to show the memory. What is the memory that is occupied? How much memory that is occupied it is showing. Okay, so if you want to show the memory in kilobytes, okay, if you want to show how much memory that is occupied in kilobytes, so just give free -k. It will show the memory in kilobytes, KBs. If you want to show the memory in megabyte, so give -n. So it will show the memory in megabytes, MBs. If you want to show in higher values, okay, if you want to show say higher GBs in terms of higher values, so give -h. So it will give the memory information in both MB as well as KB. That is higher. H stands for higher. It will display the higher values. Okay. So this is the memory information. So how much memory that is occupied we can use by using a simple command called free. Okay, so if you want to show in kilobytes hyphen k, megabytes hyphen m, and if you want to higher numbers, so you can give hyphen h. Okay, so next one, if you want to show the size of the folders and files that are occupied in the complete system, I want to show how much memory that is occupied by the files and folders in the system. In our phone also we have an option. So go to the settings and memory. So it will show the information, right? Complete information, how much memory it is occupied and for which part it is occupied, for which one photos or videos or some documents, some files. So likewise, it is showing the separate category by category. So here also we have some commands which are we can get the information. So that command is called du. So du is nothing but it is a command that is used to find the show the information of the files and folder size in numbers. To display the size of folders and files. Okay. So same here. So if you want to know the information in kbs, so give du hyphen k. So if you want to know the information in megabyte, du hyphen m. If you want to know the information in higher byte, so then give the du hyphen h. Okay, the same commands du in different ways. You can here you can see here. Okay, so this is about the different files and folders that are occupied in the file system, complete file system. Now I want to show only the disk information. That means if I go to this this disk drive, so I have total 1, 2, 3, 3 disks are there. So here I'm showing so 125 GB is free out of 195 GB. So likewise, I want to know the disk information instead of the files and folders information. I want the disk information. So for that, I can use the command called df. Okay, so I can use the command called df. So it will show the disk file size, call or disk allocation, disk utilization. We call disk utilization. Okay, so similarly here also three versions. So if you want to show in kilobytes, you can give kilobytes, or if you want to show in megabytes, you can give, or if you want to show in the higher byte, so you can give df hyphen h. Okay, so next I want to show the complete information of the memory as well as disk. So here the free is a command that is used to a memory separately. So df is used the command used to a disk utilization separately. But I want to see all the information of both memory as well as disk CPU utilization. CPU utilization. So the command is top. Okay, here I have shown the taskbar, right? So it is the CPU utilization. So for CPU utilization, so the command is top. Is used to show the CPU utilization, and also on memory utilization also it will show. Okay. So this is the commands which are relating to the monitoring. Okay, so free, du, df, and top. So sometimes interview is also asking these questions. So how do you see the information of CPU utilization? Okay, so like that, so you can you see to say so top is the command which is used to so display the memory and CPU utilization. Okay, so now apart from this, we have some more two commands here. We need to discuss the last two commands. Two commands here. So one is echo. Okay, so echo is nothing but it simply display the information that is passed with this command. That is passed along with this command. For example, I'm just using echo to type hi. Click on enter. So it will display hi. So this echo command is mostly useful while doing the deployments. In our daily job, just we are using this echo command. So echo, for example, if you give a variable name, so give a service name here. Give the service name here. So now that service name is stored in the name variable. Now you can use this name as a variable in place of the service name. Okay, for example, if you have a very long command is there, so where it is having, you need to pass the service name multiple times. Okay, where you need to pass the service name multiple times. If the service name is changed, then you need to change the service name in each and every place, right? So instead of that, so here at this place you can give a name. So no need to change the service name here. So whatever the service name you are passing with this echo, that is stored in the main variable. Now you can run these commands automatically. So the whatever the service you are assigned to the name, that will be deployed. Okay. So this is the name. So echo, that is a service, that is a command which are using. And one more last one is the export. So export is the command that is used to pass the information. Okay, this is used to pass the information. Okay, especially this command is used to um, in the real time where we are using means if you want to run the environment variables in the Linux machine, if you want to set the environmental variables, if you want to set a path, okay, if you want to set a path in the environment variables, then mostly we are using this command. Okay, in the environment variables to set a path, to set a file path. Okay, so for example, if it is a Windows machine, so go to the Windows machine here. So here we have properties is there. In the properties, so here advanced system settings. In the advanced system settings, you can see environment variables here it is there. So see here, this is the window that is opening. So here, so this path is a very important variable. Okay, if you lost this path, you are not able into log into your PC, your machine. That's why you must be very careful while editing this path. Okay, while editing this path, so you need to very careful. Okay, so I'll again come to this topic, how to set the environment variables for a service. Okay, I'll explain again in the next sessions. Okay, so this export command is mostly used for these setting the runtime environment variables and to set the file path. Okay, so still some more commands are there for Linux, but most frequently, so these are the commands which are using in the real time. Okay, here all of you understand. So now let us do the practice on this machine. So here my machine is already run available. So I'm just copying this one. Now I'm in the Linux box. So now let us execute these commands. So if config, so it will show the information of this IP. So this is IP of my machine. Okay, this is a net mask. So likewise, you can see the complete information of this IP. Next one, SCP. So this command already we have done in the last sessions. So the same thing. Okay, so I'll execute this custom port in the next sessions. Next topics, I'll explain this the custom port regarding. So this SSH also we have performed in the last classes only. Next, coming to this one, for example, okay, this clear is a command to clear the screen. Okay, in the Windows, you need to use CLS. The Windows machine, it is CLS. In the Linux machine, it is clear. Okay, so now I want to install one service. Okay, let us say sudo yum install httpd -y. I'm just installing one service called httpd. Okay, so click on enter. The service is already there. So just I'll uninstall the service and reinstall. So sudo yum install httpd-y. Now the service is installing. The service is installed. Okay, so I want to know the status of this service. So since it is installed by the OS itself, the service is installed by OS itself. Therefore, it is OS service. We can call this as OS service. Therefore, for OS service, you can use this command. So sudo service. Sudo service. So what is the service name here? httpd. So status. First, we will check the status. So see here, the status is it is inactive, dead. The status is dead. Okay. So now, if you want to start this machine, this service, so what you can do? So type start. Type start. So I said the same command, right? So what I said the command. So sudo service service name start, or you can use sudo systemctl start service name. Both commands will do start the service only. So I said previously, whenever you are executing this command, it is internally calling the systemctl only. So see here, it is also showing like that. So when you execute this command, what it is saying? Redirecting to /bin systemctl status. Okay, so it is internally calling the systemctl only. That's why you can use this command, or you can use systemctl command for checking the status, or for starting the status, or for stopping the status. Okay. Now I want to start the service. So just click on enter. So now see, redirecting to /bin systemctl start. So here, see, whatever you're doing here, service httpd status. So it is redirecting to systemctl status. Now here you are starting the service httpd start. So what it is showing? Systemctl start. Okay, now the service is started. Now I want to stop the service. So do stop. Now what happened? It is redirecting to systemctl stop. That's why if you execute any one of the command, that is fine. So sudo service name start, or you can use this command also for starting, for status, for stopping. Okay, so let us say I'm starting this service again. So now I have started this service, so the service is started now. Okay, so now I want to kill this service. I want to kill this service. So what is the command for kill this service? Sudo kill -9. Okay, so let us take the service name as http. Now check the status. Here, when you, it is not showing anything, but now check the status whether the service is stopped or not. So see, it is failed. That means the service is not started. So it is killed. So it is showing, right, the service is killed here. Signal is killed. Okay. So if you want to run the command again, so just Q here, just to start the service. So now the service is started. Clear? So like that, we can start the service, or we can kill the service. If you want to kill the service with the command 15, so it will again check the status. Here it is showing inactive. It is dead. The service is stopped. So again, you can start the service. Likewise, we can work with this kill command and the service command. And next, two more important commands. So ps-ef. So ps-ef. So it is showing the See the processes which are running in the system. All these are the processes which are running in the system. So see here, it is running under the root. So this is PID, nothing but processor ID, a process ID. So here, this is the command. So what are the processes which are running here? Okay, so we can find. So what are the processes which are running? So let us check. Uh, so if you want to see whatever the process which is running here, SSHT. If you want to know the name of that process, you can check with that name. Okay. So for example, I want to grid. So here we can give the process ID or process name. So I want to know the status of this HTTPD. So see, HTTPD it is running. So just I'm checking the process. It is running or not. So see HTTPD, it is running under foreground. Okay, it is running under foreground with the process of 3400. The process ID 3400. Okay, so now I'm stopping the service. Now I'm stopping the service. So service is stopped. Now I want to check the whether the service is running or not. ps-grep. So HTTP. So see now. So the service is not running. That's why it is not showing anything. The service is not running here. So that's why. So it is showing like this. So ps-ef it is used to show the processes which are running. And next command is netstat-anp. Okay, netstat-anp. So this is the command which is used to check the ports, which ports are under listening state. Which ports are under listening states? We can check here. So see here, it is showing the state listening state. So this is inode. Okay, so this is a service which is running. So now I want to I'm starting the service again, HTTPD. So by default, HTTPD it is running under the port 80. Okay, HTTPD is a service. HTTPD and Nginx. We are going to work with these two services in the upcoming classes. So these two services are running under the same port. These two services are running under same port, that is 80. So these two are called as web servers. These two are called as web servers. So HTTPD and Nginx. These two are called as web servers, and both are running under port 80. But as I mentioned one point, on a single port, only one service is running. Very important point this is. On single port, only one service is running. So if, for example, so you are installed HTTPD and you are starting the HTTPD. So this HTTPD is running on the port 80. Now, if you want to run the Nginx, so for that you are downloading this package and you are install the package. But if you try to start this package, the package will not start. Why? Because this by default port for Nginx and HTTPD is simple. It is 80 only. Therefore, but in the 80, HTTPD is already running. Therefore, Nginx is not running. If you want to make to run Nginx running, so you must stop this HTTPD first. So that part I'll show here now. So uh, here I start the service of HTTPD. Now let us check the service whether the port 80 should be under listening state. That part I want to know. Here at 80. You can give the port name or you can give the service name. So it is a command net start. I have net start. Spelling is NET-ST80 only, not as net start. So click on enter. So see here, it's showing the port 80 is listening state. So if you want to see which service it is running, you can add sudo. You can add sudo, so then it will give the complete information. So see here, so here on this port, the service HTTPD is running. It is listening state with port 80. Okay, so with the process ID 3680. 3680 is the process. Okay. Now I want to download a package called Nginx. So I want to installing the package Nginx. Okay, -y. So this is also web server. So now Nginx is installed. Okay, so now if you want to run this Nginx service to start, because this is also OS service, right? You can use the same command to make the OS service run. So sudo service. Okay, what is the service name? Nginx start. What it happens? It is throwing the error. Why it is throwing the error? Because Nginx is running on the port 80, but on that port 80, HTTPD is already running. Therefore, it is throwing error. I think HTTPD start. Yeah, so it is throwing the error. So see here, job for Nginx service failed because the control process exited with the error code. Why? Because it is not started the service, because on that service, on that port, already HTTPD is running. So if you stop that service, okay, if you stop the HTTPD service, HTTPD is stopped now. Now you can start the service Nginx. So now see, the service Nginx is started. Now, if you want to see the netstat hyphen ANP with grep 80, so under port 80 now Nginx is listening. So see the service now here it is Nginx that is running under the port 80. By default, under one port only one service is running. Okay, under one port only one service is running. So HTTPD and Nginx both are running under port 80. So similarly, we have one more is there. So similar to this, Jenkins. So Jenkins and Tomcat. So both are running under port 8080. Okay, both are running under the port 8080. So these are default port. Default port. But remember, I said previously, in real time, the default ports are not used. So you must understand, must remember this point. In the real time, default ports are not used for security reasons. Okay, for security reasons, so default port is not used. Right. So this is about the command netstat hyphen -anp. So you can also check with service name Nginx. So it will give the same message. So it is giving this. So it is listening on port 8. So likewise, we can work with these commands. Next, coming to these memory monitoring related commands, you can use the command free. So it is showing the memory. Okay, so it is showing the memory. So the total memory is this one. So user memory is this one. So free memory is this one. So the shared is this one. Cache memory is this one. So available is this. But it is very difficult to identify what is this 88 lakhs 25. It is we cannot read right in such manner. That's why if you want to represent in the kilobytes, so 3-3. Now it is showing in the kilobytes. That means the default it is kilobytes only. Now if you want to show in the megabytes, Q-N. Now it is showing 806 megabytes. So it is out of 806, 144 is used. So 219 is free. So and the cache it is 442. The available is 527. So like this RAM. So if you want to give higher, so it is also show the information. It is showing in the megabytes. 6 megabytes, the same information, but this it is giving the proper information. That is, it is megabytes. This is the free command. Now, if you want to show the size of folders and files, you can use the command du. Okay, so see here, it is showing the 8 kilobytes kilobytes. The dot SSH folder, it is having 8 kilobytes. So these are having 0 kilobyte, don't have any files. So see, this is a folders that are created yesterday. So those are occupied this much of sense. So we want to show in details directly du-h. So it is giving the 76 kilobytes because all of the kilobytes, right? That's why it is showing the higher representation, memory representation. If it is higher is megabytes, then it is showing in the megabytes. If higher size is kilobytes, it is showing in the kilobytes. Likewise, you can go for DF for a disk size. So see, this is a complete disk memory. So it is 1 GB of memory. Out of 1 GB, so this part is used and this is free. Only 18% that is used. And this is for different usages. Okay, so the same representation. Then see here you can clearly understand. Total 10 GB of memory. So out of 10 GB of this is ROM, nothing but hard disk volume. We can call that as volume. So out of 10 GB, 1.8 GB is occupied and 8.3 GB is free. So likewise, we can check the disk utilization. So next, one more last command, top. So top is the command that is used to check the CPU information, CPU utilization. So here also it is showing the virtual memory. So how much memory it is occupied. Okay, so give the 1, so it will show the, because this machine having only one CPU, right? Okay, this machine is having only one CPU. That's why if you type 1 from the keyboard, it will show the information of that CPU. There is a memory allocation, CPU occupation. Okay, so likewise we can check the CPU information utilization here. And like next one, echo. Like echo, nothing but whatever the echo here you are giving. So echo high, so it will print high. So echo, if you give any variable, so name is equal to some Java. Okay. So not for this one, you need to give with dollar. So dollar name is equal to Java. So now that if you want to know the what is the content of name, it is showing echo name. You can do echo name. It is showing the Java. Dollar name. Is the dollar name. Echo dollar name. Echo dollar name is equal to Java. And let it showing is equal to the content. It will be, sorry, not echo name, export. What about this? Export. Export dollar name is equal to Java. Name is Java. Now if you type the name, mostly we will use these commands in the later sessions for passing the environment variables. Okay, so these are the total Linux commands that are useful for DevOps sessions. Okay, so now one important point after this. So I said in the starting classes. So in the interviews, definitely they're asking, do you know the scripting language? They're asking, do you know the scripting language? So can anybody tell me how many of you know the scripting language Bash? How many of you know the scripting language Bash? Total, I think 4 members are there, right, in our class and our team. So in our team total, we have 4 members are there. Out of 4 members, so say yes or no, no issues.
Don't know, sir.
Don't know, sir.
It's very simple language. So after saying this Bash script, so you said, oh, isn't it? You are saying like that because bash script is nothing but it is a collection of commands, collection of Linux commands. If you know the Linux commands, you know the bash script. There is no difference there. So, but one important point is here. Okay, so the bash script is starting with some syntax. For example, what is the syntax for C language? Everybody knows that the starting line of C language. That is hash include stdio.h. A very basic syntax. So likewise, bash also has one basic syntax. So that is hash slash bin sh, or sometimes it is bash. In some cases it is bash, or some cases it will be sh. After this, you can give the number of commands. I'll tell you one scenario. Okay, so first I want to know the present working directory. I want to know the present working directory. Second one, I want to create a folder. I want to create a folder with the name, say, F1. Okay, next step is I want to move into the folder F2. Move into the folder F1. Here I want to create a file called some XYZ. Okay, so fifth one, I want to add the content to that file XYZ. Add the content to the file XYZ. What is the content? Let us say the content is, so this is XYZ file. And I want to come out of that folder. So come out of the folder. Here I want to create one file again. To create one file with the name, say 999. Okay, so I want to add the content. The content to file 999. So what is the content? So this is file 999. So likewise, so I want to do some scripting. I want to do some scripting. Or otherwise, okay, adding the file, it is I think this edition is not possible with the this taking the manual action. So I want to come out of that file. Okay, I'll create a file there. So here also create some file. So here create two files. Let us say create two files. Create two files. Say 111 and 222. 333. Now for this, I want to write some script. Somewhere also you can do that. Okay, you can add n number. So as we are know the commands, right? You can do a number of tasks. Okay. If you want to know the disk size, you can do here TU. Likewise, you can perform any action there. Okay, so I want to install Java. Let us say I want to install HTTPD software. Okay, I want to start the software. I want to start HTTPD. Okay, so now with this, I want to do some bash scripting. So now, what is the command for first one? I want to the present working directory.
PWD.
So it is simply PWD. Or you can add some more lines also. I want to know the time. I want to know the see the date. So simply you can give date. Second command is date. Third one is I want to create a folder F1, right? So what is the command to create the folder? It's simply
mkdir space file name, folder name.
Yes. Now move into the folder. So what is the command? It is cd space f1. Now there I want to create a file xyz. So touch xyz. So next, what is the next one? Come out of the folder. So that means I want to come out of that folder.
cd
So
cd dot dot
cd dot dot. Now there I want to create two files. So touch
Touch.
111 comma or
338
space 222
space
or
space
338,
space.
whatever the name is. Next, I want to install httpd. So what's the command? Sudo yum install httpd -y. So next, I want to start the service. So
Sudo
yum
systemctl
sorry, sudo systemctl
systemctl space
start
start service name httpd.
like this. Just you need to add the commands, whatever the commands you require. So you add these commands. Okay, I'm just copying these commands. So here, before that, I want to make sure the service should be stopped, right? Sudo service httpd status. So it is dead. No problem. Now I want to add this to a file. So called script .sh. So the script file should be with name, any name, but extension should be .sh. Okay. He is present. Okay, so I want to remove that package also. Yum remove httpd -y. There is no httpd here. Now let us so that the file is there or not. Script file is there. It's not there, right? So now I'm creating the script file. Script.sh. So here I need to pass all these commands. SKWQ is saving the file. If you want to see the information, you can see cat. Now this is the commands that you are passing. Now how to execute this script? So after writing all these commands, so here this. So after writing all these commands, you are saving this right one file with script.sh. How to execute? To execute any bash file, so you need to write dot slash followed by the file name. Or you can also execute the script one more command called sh script.sh. sh followed by the script file name. Any command will work. Either /script.sh or sh space the file name. Both will work. So now I'm just executing this. What is this? Script. It is there, right? Okay. So /script.sh. I'm just executing this. So see what happened. So this permission denied. Let us do permission. So this will do okay. For this, let us do this way. Sudo with this. So now see here, all the commands are going executed. So // is not working here. See what happened. All the commands are executed, right? So see here, I'm just executing this script. This is not working here. So, but I have executed this one. sh space file name. So what happened? First, it is showing the present working directory. Next, it is showing the date. Okay. So mkdir. It is not possible. Why? Because you are not giving the permissions. Okay. You should give the root permissions, right? Sudo permissions are not given. Or okay, the file name is already exist here. It is showing. Okay, it is not there because of root. So cannot create directory because F1 already exists. So now next commands are, because of this, next commands are not executed. Now, next what happened? HTTPD, it is installed here. Okay, the service is not started. Why the service is not started? Can anybody tell me? Here the service is installed, but the service is not started. Why the service is not started? Just told you, right? I have already installed one more service called Nginx. Service is running. So see the status of the service, sudo systemctl status Nginx. See, the service is running. The service is running. So therefore, it is not HTTPD is not working. Okay, HTTPD is not working. That's why if you want to make the state HTTPD should start, what you need to do? First, you need to stop Nginx. The service is stopped. So now I'm again uninstalling the service. HTTPD. Remove HTTPD -y. Service is uninstalled. So now let us hear what is the file. F1 is already there. That's why it is not installed. I'm reviewing the file folder, right? F1 is folder. Before rm-rf, so F1 is removed. So now here 1112 see 111, so 3338 is already created. Okay, so so again I'm removing those also, and 3338. Now I'm freshly executing this script. So sh f.sh. Now see, one by one all the commands will be executed. Installed. Let us check what happened. The first one, what is the first command? It is showing it is present working directory. It is showing date is showing. So now we need to check whether the file is folder is created or not. So for that, do ll. So see, the folder is F1 is created, and late after that we have to set we need to move into the folder and create the file xyz. Now we will check whether the file xyz is there in the file F1. So for that, just new tree. See, in the file F1 xyz is there. Okay, so after that, I just come back to the original space. I want to create 111, 3338. So these two are created. So next, after that, insert HTTPD to start the service. So I want to check whether the service is started or not. So what is the command for that? Sudo systemctl status HTTPD. The service is started and installed. So in this way, you can write the bash script. Understand? Now, I think all of you know how to write the bash script, right? Now you cannot say no. Okay, at least some basic knowledge on the bash script is there, isn't it? So in the real time, in the interviews, definitely they're asking the questions on this bash script, and they are giving one scenario. So I want to do something like that. So for that, if you remember the commands, then you can easily work on that. So bash script is nothing but it is a collection of commands only. Okay, collection of Linux commands only. And you need to know the process, how you are writing the file. If you explain the process in the interview, so then the interviewer can understand, okay, he know the process, how to prepare the bash script and how to execute the bash script. If you say we can execute the bash script in two ways, so dot slash the file name and sh space file name. So like that, so you can get clear idea. So that so you know that the bash script, right? Now all of you know the bash script, right? Any doubts? you know one of the scripting language called Bash. Clear? So now, next important point. So as I said, the custom port, right? SSH custom port. So now, by default, we know that SSH is working on the port 22. Okay, so if you want to change the port of SSH to some other number, say some number, so say 4545, you can give any other number. So for security reasons, right? So for that, you need to change this port. Okay, where you change this port? Where you change this port? So this port is nothing but it is belong to the configuration, right? The port is nothing but it's a configuration related file. Configuration related file. So at the starting of Linux commands, I've already explained all the configuration files are available under which folder? Under /etc. Under /etc. So these configuration files are available. So now go to, I'm just clearing here. So I'm just stopping the service. So I want to uninstall the service also because currently it is not required. Here, now the clear screen. Now see, so here if you go here, so this is a different folders and files we are created. So if you want to go to that configuration file, let us all are available in the etc, right? /etc. /etc. So how to go to this folder /etc? Anybody? How to go to the folder /etc? How to go to the folder /etc? Don't know the command. How to move into a particular folder? What is the command? Is cd, right? So cd space etc. So we want to go to the folder etc. So cd space etc /etc. Now see here you are under the folder etc. Now click on type ll. So now you will see all the configuration files here. Okay, all these are configuration files. Our file, our required file is SSH. So just to search the file SSH where it is there. SSH, but this is a folder, it's not a file. So now again we need to move into the folder SSH. So cd space SSH. Now then do ll. So here you will get a file called sshd config. Okay, sshd config. So this is a very important file. Okay, so this is a file. So it is showing in the white color, right? It is a file. So or you can also see in this first permissions. So here you can see the first is hyphen, right? So hyphen means it is a file. D means it is a folder. There also you can recognize which is file, which is folder. So now sshd config, it is a file. So how to edit this file? How to edit this file? By using vi editor. Okay, once again I'm showing. So I want to go to the user's home. So just click cd. Okay, I want to go to the folder ssh etc ssh and I want to edit this file. Okay, so I'm with a single command I'm editing that file. So what is a single command? So sudo, so for example vi, so that sshd config is available under etc, under ssh, under sshd config. We enter, so it is throwing the error. What is the error it is throwing? permission denied. Because this is a configuration file, right? OS configuration file. All the OS configuration files should be modified. If you want to modify configuration file, you need the root permissions. You must need the root permission. So first you need to come out of this file. So don't save anything here. So if you want to get such type of errors, so just click escape to colon Q forcefully. If you type Q also, okay, sometimes it is you can come out of that one, but sometimes it is not easily come out of that file. So you need to come out forcefully. For that, you need to type colon Q again exclamatory
Click
symbol.
mark.
So then you can come out of that file forcefully. So for this, I want to give the sudo. Just I'm giving the up arrow. So just sudo permission. Sudo means root permissions I need to give. So then you can see the content. So just read all the content. So see here ash is there, right? So ash nothing but that line is not executed. Okay, ash is nothing but that line is commented line. You can call in the C language that is a commented line, right? So like that, so that line is not executed. So whatever the uncommented line, so that is going to be executed. Okay, so this is the information of the SSH, that is Linux. Okay, the complete Linux information will be here. You can see here. So out of all the text, you can read this text later. So by simply editing this file. So here I want to change the port, right? So see here. So here the port is default port is 22. Here already it is marking as a comment line. Okay, but I want to change this port to some other number. So what I need to do? First, I need to edit this file. So to edit this file, what is the key I need to give first? I need to click on I. Then only I'm in the editing mode. So now I want to delete this comment section. So I want to delete this number because I'm giving the custom port, right? So therefore I want to give some other number here. So what is the number I have chosen here? Say 4545, right? So 4545. So I have changed this port. So 4545. So now I want to save this one. I want to save this file. So WQ. So remember, very important point here. After doing the changes, any configuration file, not only this Linux configuration file, for every service we have a config file is there. Okay, remember, very important point this is. Okay, so this is a basic point for the future services. You need to work with these config files in the real time, because the default information that is available in that config file only. You need to change that information. If you want to change the information, you need to go to that config file. So the very important point here is, after doing the changes to any config file, you must restart the service. Very important. So without restart, that effect will not there. Okay, after doing the changes, any service, not only this SSH, it is applicable for all. Okay, for all the services, even for HTTPD or Nginx, for Tomcat, for Apache, for Ansible, for Jenkins, for Docker, for Kubernetes, whatever it may be. Each and every service we have config file is there. If you do any modifications in the config file, you must restart the service. So how to restart this service? So sudo service. So what is the service name here? sshd underscore config. This is a config file, right? So restart. So here I mentioned one important command here. Here I explained only 3, right? You can also have one more command: start, stop, status, as well as restart. Also do the restart. It's not a simple command only. So restart. So here also we have restart. So it will system will service will restart. Okay, so here I'm restarting the SSH service now. Now see, so sudo service this option sudo service okay SSHD restart, right? Service name is here SSHD underscore restart. Okay, the service is SSHD only. So it's a config file. It is a file name only. So we are not restarting the file, right? We are restarting the service only. Therefore, sudo service SSHD restart. Restart. Sudo service SSHD restart. What's your password? Effective sudo service. Its name is SSHD only. Restart. And why this is not restarted? Let us edit the file once again. There it is. Okay. Why this is not restarting means? So here you need to update the. So here one important point I want to mention. So the major difference in the real time. So most of the machines are under Linux only. Okay. So other than Ubuntu, even though Ubuntu is there, but most preferably Linux is preferred. Why it is preferred Linux? Anybody tell me? What is the reason? Why it is preferred Linux? It is preferred means so Linux is more secure. Linux is more secure than Ubuntu. Okay, it has its own secure engine. Okay, it has its own secure engine is there. Okay, so because of that, Linux is very famous. When you go to this file, so sudo vi /etc/sshd underscore config. So see here, if you read the text, you can understand here. So if you want to change the port on a SC Linux, SC Linux means secured engine Linux. So Linux has this secured engine policy. Okay, secured engine Linux policy is there. Because of that, Linux is very secure compared to Ubuntu. In Ubuntu, there is no such policy is there. So you have to tell SC Linux about this change. So for that, you need to use this command. Okay, you need to apply this command. Before applying this port 4545, you need to update the policy first. That's why it is not the system is service is not restarted. So just now I'm doing the update. So here I'm giving the command. So sc manage port -a-t SSH port. Here what is the port number? We are given 4545, right? 4545. Manage it is not there. This command is not there. Then install manage. This command is not there. Manage. Okay, let us do the beginning of that. Let's do one thing. So here we remove this one also. Let us do this and let us restart the service once. It's not working, however. It's not working. So in Ubuntu, you are not facing such kind of any issue. You can directly, after editing this file, you can do the restart. That will work. But in Linux, we have some Linux policy is there. So you need to update that Linux policy. So then only, okay, this will this service will be restarted. Okay, okay, that part we will discuss tomorrow. So up to this part, tomorrow we will discuss the very important topics like custom port. Okay, so custom port we are discussing. And next, very important topic, auto SSH. This is the second most important tomorrow topics. And after this, I will explain one more topic. So OS package management reports. Okay, so I'll explain these things. Okay, so after completion of these three things, so Linux part is complete. So after that, we will go for the first tool called Git and GitHub. Most probably, I'll try to complete these three topics tomorrow. Okay, so custom port means I already explained, right? So instead of 22, okay, we are running the services on the custom ports. Auto SSH means, okay, so you are logging from one machine to another machine with some key file, right? Okay, you are writing SSH -i followed by the PEM file you are giving. Okay, so followed by the user at the rate of IP you are giving. In this way, you are logging into any machine. If it is a custom port, then you need to give -p that custom port. Like that, you are logging till now. Okay, so let's take this part here. Now, auto SSH means so without key. Okay, without key. So by typing SSH with the user at the rate of IP, I want to log in into the machine. I want to log in into the machine. Okay, so how that can I do? So that is we will discuss tomorrow. After that, OS package management. Okay, so for installation of how we are installing the packages in Linux machine and Ubuntu machine. So tomorrow we will see that. Okay, so tomorrow we will complete this section. So on Saturday I'll start Git classes. Okay, if you have any doubts on the today's topic, you can ask me. Okay, so otherwise you can leave the session.